Hey ham lovers! Ever wondered what makes Iberico ham one of the most sought-after delicacies on Earth, costing hundreds, sometimes even thousands, of dollars per leg? While Spain produces over 50 million pigs every year, a truly special few are destined to become this iconic ham. Today, we're taking you on an exclusive journey to uncover the incredible world of Iberian pig farming, where ancient traditions meet meticulous care to create culinary magic. With demand exploding worldwide, Spain consumed over 13,000 metric tons of this delicacy in 2017 alone, racking up 4 billion euros in retail sales. Some hams even fetch over 4,000 euros a leg. Jamón Ibérico is an ultra-luxurious gift to the meat-loving world that might just outshine truffles and wagyu. Made only from the Iberian pig, a rare breed found in Spain and Portugal, this isn't your average deli meat. These pigs are genetically gifted, able to store fat inside their muscles, giving the meat its signature marbled, oily richness. But not all Iberico hams are created equal. There's a color-coded label system. The black label is the gold standard. 100% purebred pigs, raised free-range in oak forests and feast almost exclusively on acorns. The red label is for 50 to 75% Iberian breed pigs, also acorn-fed and free-range. The green label pigs roam outdoors too, but eat a mix of acorns and grain. And the white label? Those pigs are grain-fed and raised in standard farms. Whether it's black label, red, green, or white, Iberian ham is more than meat. It's an experience worth every savory slice. The journey of every prized Iberian ham starts with a very special mama pig. Carefully selected for her genetics, she carries her piglets for about 3.5 months before giving birth to a litter of tiny squealers, each weighing under 1 kilogram. In their first few weeks of life, these little guys live the dream, nursing exclusively on their mother's milk and quickly learning to recognize her voice. Once they wean off, it's time to bulk up. They start munching on grains and dried beans, the perfect power combo to build strong bones and sturdy muscles. Iberian pig farms aren't your average muddy pens. They're actually quite modern and comfy. These pigs live in spacious barns lined with soft straw bedding. And yes, they even have their own shower zones complete with spray nozzles for a good rinse when needed. As for their meals, before heading out to roam free, they're fed a carefully balanced diet of high-quality grains like barley, corn, and wheat, all designed to help them grow strong and healthy before the next stage of their gourmet journey. Once Iberian pigs hit around 50 kilograms, it's time for their ultimate gourmet getaway, the dehesa. This stunning oak-studded landscape, found only on the Iberian Peninsula, becomes their all-you-can-eat buffet and outdoor gym. During this magical phase called Montanera, the pigs roam freely, snacking on sweet acorns from holm and cork oaks, plus wild herbs and grasses. Each pig munches through about 8 kilograms of acorns and 3 kilograms of forage every single day. It's these acorns, loaded with natural sugars and healthy fats, that give Jamón Ibérico its incredible aroma, signature sweetness, and that melt-in-your-mouth magic. The longer they feast only on acorns, the better and more luxurious the final ham becomes. The hog herders are right there with them, every step of the way. These dedicated caretakers walk alongside the herds, gently shaking oak trees to help more ripe acorns fall, making sure the pigs get their daily gourmet fix. They keep a close eye on the pigs, watching their appetite. Once the pigs reach around 160 kilograms, it's time for the next chapter, and it's handled with great care. The animals are humanely slaughtered, and then the back legs are selected to become jamon, while the front legs are used for palatillas, a smaller but equally delicious cut. Every detail here is a craft. The legs are trimmed in a precise, rounded cut, exactly 5 centimeters below the bone, and all excess fat and tissue are carefully removed. The legs are even massaged from the inside out to make sure no blood remains trapped, setting the stage for perfect curing later. Now comes the magical part where tradition meets technique, the salting and aging process of Iberico ham. The pork legs are first carefully covered in sea salt, a vital step to preserve the meat and draw out moisture. Then, the legs are massaged and patted down to ensure the salt penetrates evenly, helping develop the signature texture and flavor. After this, they're moved into resting chambers where the salt continues working its magic while the meat slowly settles and matures. But we're not done yet. After the resting phase, each ham leg is rubbed with suet, a protective fat coating to lock in moisture during the long aging process. They're then transferred to different curing rooms and finally hung in large, airy chambers, where they'll age gracefully for months or even years. The aging process of Jamón Ibérico is nothing short of an art form, and patience is key. The curing takes at least 12 months, but the finest producers let their hams age for up to 48 months. From birth to final slice, the journey of an Iberian ham can take up to 5 years. Throughout the process, specialists constantly monitor each leg, watching over humidity, temperature, and even the fat distribution. And before a ham is ever declared ready, it must pass the ultimate test, the kala. A thin awl made of cow bone is inserted into the ham, then brought to the expert's nose. Once selected, Each ham is carefully cleaned to remove any excess fat or surface mold. Then, depending on the producer's tradition and the type of ham, it's either vacuum-sealed or wrapped in breathable waxed paper and cloth, ready to be shipped, sliced, and savored. Iberico ham isn't just delicious, it's surprisingly healthy too. Packed with good fats, it's a top-notch source of protein, rich in iron, vitamins, and natural antioxidants, all while being low in salt. And to truly savor its melt-in-your-mouth magic, it must be sliced thin and even, because every perfect slice makes all the difference. Traditionally, it's served thinly sliced at room temperature, often on its own or with a bit of crusty bread, to let its rich, nutty flavor shine. But it doesn't stop there. Chefs love pairing it with fruits like figs or melon, draping it over fresh salads, or adding it to charcuterie boards. It's also used in cooking, wrapped around seafood, folded into scrambled eggs, or even finely chopped to add depth to stews and pastas. Wine has been part of human culture for over 8,000 years, and today, over 36 billion bottles are consumed globally each year. But have you ever wondered how it's made? From the careful selection of vines to the deep flavors developed during aging, every stage is filled with detail and care. In this video, we'll take you behind the scenes of one of the world's oldest and most refined beverages. Did you know wine has been around for over 8,000 years? Wine is an alcoholic drink made by fermenting grape juice. No distillation involved, unlike whiskey or vodka. Wine isn't just a drink, it's an experience. Each sip reveals layers of flavor: ripe fruit, a touch of spice or oak, and smooth tannins that linger. A single 750 milliliter bottle of wine contains about 600 to 800 grapes, nearly a full bunch for every glass you pour. The most expensive bottle of wine ever sold was a 1945 Romane Conti, priced at over $500,000. Grapes for wine are grown in over 70 countries, but the most renowned wine regions are found in France, Italy, Spain, and the United States. known for their ideal climates and centuries-old winemaking traditions. Over 95% of grapevines aren't grown from seeds. They're cloned through a method called cutting. The process starts by selecting healthy, mature vines. These are cut into short segments, about 8 to 12 inches long, each with a growth node. The cuttings are dipped in rooting hormone, then placed in a humid environment. Ideal conditions for strong root growth and higher success. Did you know a single healthy vine can produce over 1,000 cuttings in just one season? That's right, 1,000 new vines from just one plant. Now, it's time to plant the grape cuttings. The soil must be well drained and nutrient-rich, creating the ideal environment for the cuttings to take root. And once a vine takes root, it becomes a long-term companion. Once established, grapevines need regular pruning, training, and protection from pests. A well-cared-for grapevine can live over 100 years, and some in Europe are still producing grapes after more than 3 centuries. When harvest season arrives, there are 2 ways to gather grapes, by hand or by machine. Machine harvesting is faster, labor-efficient, and ideal for large-scale vineyards with flat terrain. However, this method can sometimes crush the grapes and mix them with leaves and branches, which requires careful sorting before pressing. On the other hand harvesting allows for more careful selection of each bunch of grapes. This method avoids spoiled fruit, reduces crushing, and helps preserve the natural powdery layer on the grape skins, an important factor for the fermentation process. At the winery, crates of ripe, juicy grapes arrive in waves during harvest season. The first task? Careful sorting. Grapes are inspected to remove leaves, damaged fruit, or unripe clusters. The fresher the grapes, the better the wine. For red wine, grapes are gently crushed, but the skins are kept intact. Why? Because the deep red color, tannins, and much of the aroma all come from the skins. Without them, you'd end up with rosé or even white wine. In traditional wineries, workers crushed grapes by barefoot stomping, strong enough to release the juice, but gentle enough to avoid crushing the bitter seeds. During fermentation, the juice ferments together with the skins, seeds, and pulp. Yeast, either naturally present or added, converts sugars into alcohol. This stage typically lasts from 5 to 15 days, and the temperature is carefully controlled to preserve flavor. Next comes pressing. The fermented mixture, called the must, is poured into a press where gentle pressure extracts the wine, leaving behind skins, seeds, and solids. Then comes filtering. The wine is carefully filtered to make it clearer, more stable, and ready for the next stage, aging. Before aging, wine experts step in. With trained noses and refined palates, they sniff, swirl, and taste each batch, checking aroma, flavor balance, acidity, and texture. Then comes the most romantic phase, aging. Wines are stored in oak barrels, often French or American oak. These barrels add depth, complexity, and subtle flavors like vanilla, spice, and smoke. Did you know? Some premium wines age for up to 5 years before bottling. After aging for months or even years in oak barrels, the wine is finally ready for its last journey, bottling. Before anything touches the glass, each bottle is sterilized with precision. Why? Because even a tiny bit of oxygen or bacteria could spoil the entire batch. Next comes the filling, and it happens fast. A modern bottling line can fill up to 15,000 bottles per hour. Then, a cork or screw cap seals in the flavor and starts the countdown to when the wine will be opened and enjoyed. Each bottle is labeled with pride, telling the story of its origin, grape variety, and vintage year. After that, the bottles are gently placed into custom-designed cardboard boxes. These aren't just for shipping. They protect the wine from light, vibration, and temperature changes. And finally, the wine is sealed, stacked, and shipped, ready to travel the world and bring people together over a shared glass. Ever wondered how KFC's irresistible crispy tenders are made? Get ready for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look inside the factory where the magic happens. From fresh, quality chicken to the signature crunchy coating, we're diving deep into the step-by-step process that gives KFC tenders their golden, crispy tenders come to life. Believe me, this is a process you don't want to miss. Our journey to discover KFC tenders starts in a modern, bustling poultry farm in the United States, one of KFC's largest suppliers. Automatic dispensers provide fresh, clean water at all times, helping to keep the chickens healthy. The barns are spacious, allowing the birds to move around freely, which helps the chickens grow strong and healthy. Once they are ready, the birds are carefully placed into specialized trays designed for their safety and comfort. These trays are then loaded onto large, specially equipped poultry transport trucks and go straight to the processing plants. When the chickens arrive at the processing plant, they are carefully unloaded. Skilled workers oversee the process. The chickens pass through a stunning machine that quickly and painlessly renders them unconscious. Then, the bleeding step takes place very quickly. Next, the chickens enter the feather removal stage, where a specialized machine efficiently plucks away all their feathers. The chickens are then moved to the cleaning stage, where the evisceration line carefully removes their internal parts. Once this step is complete, they go through a thorough washing process. The processing plant is a marvel of modern technology, designed to handle large volumes of chickens while ensuring efficiency and precision. Does watching these scenes give you satisfaction? Comment down below to let us know. In modern processing plants, advanced scanning and automatic weighing systems are used to ensure only chickens that meet the required weight and quality standards move forward for processing. After the drumsticks and wings are separated, the chicken's body moves to a specialized section where the premium white breast meat is carefully extracted. This high-quality meat is then prepared to create the famous KFC crispy tenders. Specialized machines are used to make precise cuts, separating the breast from the rest of the chicken, so you never have to compromise on taste and quality. Once the chicken breasts are separated from the rest of the chicken, they are carefully collected. Then, they are manually placed on running belts, allowing experts to inspect each piece carefully. Now, the breast pieces are being placed into drum rollers and spice mixer. This part of the process is designed to make the chicken breasts even juicier. The chicken tenders go through a deliciously satisfying process of being coated in 3 layers: dry flour, a light wet batter, and finally, crispy breadcrumbs. As the tenders move through this process, they get a perfectly even coating that locks in flavor and ensures each bite is crispy, golden, and full of that irresistible KFC taste. The chicken tenders are carefully coated in 3 to 4 layers of flour to give them a tasty texture and help create a crispy outer layer when fried. The best part is, no artificial ingredients are added to this flour coating. Once coated, the chicken pieces move along shaker or vibrating belts that ensure the coating is evenly applied. A quick fry seals in the chicken's tenderness and juiciness. KFC's crispy tenders are the perfect balance of texture and flavor. Golden and crunchy on the outside, yet tender, juicy, and full of flavor on the inside. If you feel hungry like I am, please hit that like button. At KFC restaurants, the crispy tenders get their final touch before being served hot and fresh to customers. Whether you like them on their own, dipped in a rich and tangy sauce, or paired with a side of fries and a drink, there are so many ways to enjoy them. Are you a fan of KFC crispy tenders? Because I sure am.